Welcome to Sun City News. I'm your host, Norma Taylor. Here are some of the stories we're featuring for this week's show. Our SCTV crew attended the 4th of July celebrations. We meet the new editor of the Bluffton Sun. And later in the program, Georgia Lash talks with Dr. Heidi Harrington about plastic surgery. Sun City News starts now.
This is Sun City News. With our news team bringing you stories from Sun City and the Low Country. Taking the lead with entertainment news. And on deck is our sports report. Sun City News, from people you know, about people you know. This week's SCTV News starts now.
Reporters Joanne Hines and Georgia Lash took their annual July 4th tour around the pavilion to see how our Sun City neighbors celebrated America's birthday.
We are here at 4th of July. Can you believe?
Hey, it's sunny out. The rain has stopped. We're going to have fireworks at 9 o'clock. We're having a party right now. We're going to have music and dancing. And, oh man, the food smells so good, so good, so good.
Well, you wonder when we come out. It's been our tradition. We come out here and we ask everybody, what you come out for? The food, the fun, or the fireworks? Let's see what they've got to say.
We're here for the food, the fun, and all the friends and party.
I like that addition of friends, and you definitely get the food thing in here. Let's get a shot of that food. Woo! Woo!
Whoa! So that's a party. Courtesy of Groovies on Hilton Head.
Well, we're here for the fun and the band and all the dancing that we're going to do tonight. Can't wait.
Hi! We're here for everything. The fun, the music, the excitement, the food, the camaraderie with all of our neighbors. We're representing Sun City West, and we live in the Oyster Bay neighborhood.
All right, we're here for it all. Yes. Big party, the fireworks, the food, and the fun. That's what it's all about.
Celebration with good friends, good food, and lots of fun, and looking forward to the fireworks.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July.
All right, Georgia, we just finished asking our residents whether they're here for the food, the fun, or the
Fireworks.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, I know I want it all, but right now, on top of the list, food.
Food?
I think I'm going to start with dessert, maybe some ice cream, chill out a little.
Okay, and I think I'm going to go for the lobster roll. I haven't had lobster in a while. I love it. So,
Classy lady.
Yep, lobster, caviar, that's me. So have a fantastic 4th of July.
Thank you, Sun City, for providing all of this for us to enjoy.
We are thrilled to welcome Sasha Sweeney, the new editor of the Bluffton Sun and the Hilton Head Sun, to our studio. Well, Sasha, welcome to Sun City News.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you, and we hope that you're going to be coming back again, too.
I would
but
love
anyway,
to.
We have some questions for you. So for residents who may be new to the area or those that may not get the newspaper, tell me about the Bluffton and the Hilton Head Sun newspapers.
So the Bluffton Sun newspaper and the Hilton Head Sun newspapers are bi-weekly. Hilton Head comes out once a month, and we get mailed safe and dry through the U.S. Post Office in your mailbox. We are community-based. We like to let everyone know kind of what's going on and, some good news.
Yeah, there's a lot of great news in there, a lot of information in there. But tell me, what type of stories do you find that resonate most with your readers?
Everyone really seems to like the community stories. So stories about what their neighbors are doing, meet the neighbors, we have some really great stories about people that have really exciting careers in their prior lives before coming here. They like to find out what the events are going on in the community, as well as new business openings are always really kind of popular, what's going on with the schools, as well as what the government's doing.
Okay. I love in the Bluffton Sun that you have a special section there just for Sun City. It's so personal for us, and we love reading all about, like you say, you like reading about your own community too. But how do you decide which stories make the front page or get even featured in a specific issue?
So that is kind of difficult, because sometimes we have stories that, we have two stories that it's really kind of hard to decide. For the front page, we try to find a story that we think would appeal to everyone across the board in the community. So in Hilton Head this week, we had kind of like the town council had a really big meeting and decided a lot of things. And then for Bluffton, we had a story about a woman who came and did a memorial brick for a POW soldier that she had on a bracelet. And it was just such a great human interest story that I think everyone could connect with, especially, with all the veterans and stuff that we have here. So That's kind of how we decide. We do sometimes have, back and forth, but it's pretty easy because the community's great.
I read that story, Sasha, and it brings tears to your eyes. It really is. It was very poignant and right to the heart, especially during this time of the year with everything going on. How do you stay connected to what matters most to your readers and the community? How do you know?
So we're really lucky. We're very involved. We're out at events. We're meeting people. I was here a couple of weeks ago at Sun City, had to discover the Low Country, and I got to meet so many people. And it was really great to hear from people and hear what they cared about. The story that we did on 278, a lot of people were bringing that up because, it's a concern. We have people that write in, they'll give us calls, they email, and it's so great because from these conversations and these emails and these calls, we get really good story ideas.
Oh, great. Now, how far ahead do you have to be with the paper?
So because we come out twice a month with Bluffton, we are operating kind of almost 3 weeks ahead of time. So we have most of it, figured out what we want to do. And then, of course, the day before press, something pops up. And then all of a sudden, we're rearranging everything. And I'm typing furiously to write, an article so that it's the most up to date.
Okay. Well, Sasha, this is your first time on the show, and I hope you will be coming back and updating us on a regular basis. Still more to come. We update you on the renovations to the Okatie Golf Course. Georgia Lash checks out the Amateur Radio Club's field day. So stay with us. We'll return after this brief break.
Looking for a book that begs to be read? Look no further. Each month, our Lifestyles Department hosts an author to appear at the Meet the Author event. Now, these events are free and they're scheduled at 6 p.m. on a varying date basis. Now, at each of these events, I'm lucky enough to sit down with the featured author to learn the backstory of their story. The interview is added to excerpts of the author's presentation and recapped for you as our SCTV Meet the Author monthly show. On cable, you can view Meet the Author show 5 times daily, or log into our Sun City YouTube channel to view Meet the Author at your convenience. Tune in and open a new chapter in your literary pursuits.
Reporter Bill Neeson gets a monthly update from Rick Barnes that helps the golf community understand the current status of the Okatie Creek Golf Course renovation, as well as specific areas their company is focusing on. In addition, Rick covered topics of interest including compacted soil, types of grasses being planted, and the use of sprigs versus sod. Let's listen.
Hi, everyone. This is Bill from the Okatie Golf Course, and we're here with Rick Barnes of Troon Golf, and we're going to get some updates. So the first question then is, Rick, how is the renovation going so far?
It's going pretty good. We're probably about 2.5 weeks in on planted grass. So we've sprigged the greens, we've sprigged the fairways, and a majority of the tees on the front side. So we're kind of in a mode of growing. You can tell from the view last time where it was bare sand, and now we actually have some green out there. So the front side has been grassed, and now they've rolled to the back side and doing the blecavating and the drainage and the sanding. And so we're hopeful towards the end of the month, possibly, that we will start grassing back there.
We've heard some talk about highly compacted soil that you are removing. Can you maybe give us a little understanding of that?
Sure. It's just the general makeup of the material that they used from the original construction. Didn't have a very high content of sand in it. It was mainly muck or clay type material. So, 30 years of that material being packed in there, and then with cart traffic, foot traffic, and just the natural weather of rain and drying, over time, that soil with no pore space within is just going to kind of compact down to almost like concrete.
Tell us about the different types of grasses that are being installed.
Sure. On the greens, we're going back to Tiff Eagle Bermuda grass, which is the same grass that we have at Hidden Cypress. On the collards, we're using a Bermuda grass called Tiff Grand, which is the reason we chose that is it's a little less aggressive grower, so it'll help keep the 419 that's on the surrounds from pushing into the green so bad. And then on the fairways, we went with Celebration Bermuda grass. There again, it's a bit more shade tolerant. It's still a Bermuda grass, but it has more shade tolerance than what a 419 does. And typically it kind of gets a little bit thicker. So we're hopeful for the wear factor that will help hold up.
Can you explain the term grown in for our viewers?
Sure. Grow in is simply that when you go out and do the greens or the fairways or the tees, we're actually using the grass is actually not in traditional what everybody's familiar with sod. It's actually sprigs, which is basically the sod farm verticuts the field and gets the sprigs, and that's what we actually put a plant out into the fairway, and then it spreads from that point. So the term grow in is basically we're just trying to spread the fairway or spread the green and grow the grass to where it covers it 100%.
And a final question is, what is the benefits of the berms that you plan to install?
So, when we went back in and started sod cutting all the material off of the fairways, roughly we had let's say 30 acres worth of sod material. We had to have somewhere to put it. So in some of the shadier areas or low areas, we just took and put that material in and kind of gave it some contour and some shape. And it was really just to dispose of some product that we were taking off the fairway that we didn't want to have to pay to have taken off property. So,
and is there any other final thoughts that you could share with our viewers?
No, we're just, we were thankful for the rain that we got earlier in the month. We're kind of glad that subsided, and we're getting to some good growing weather. So we're just hopeful that, the next 60, 65, 70 days are good weather, and hopefully we can get everything planted and growing like it should.
Every June, more than 31,000 amateur radio operators throughout North America set up temporary transmitting stations to demonstrate ham radio's science, skill, and service to our communities and our nation. Our Sun City Amateur Radio Club was involved.
You know, Bob, you are the president of the Amateur Radio Club here in Sun City, and it seems like all of our clubs have special events. And today is one such day for your club. This is National Field Day. So what is our club doing to participate in this event?
Well, thanks, Georgia. Yeah, Field Day for ham radio operators is like the biggest event day of the year. And essentially what we're doing is we're going out to the field in a remote location, we're setting up our stations from scratch, and then we're operating all day, communicating with hams from around the country and sometimes around the world.
Give us an idea of what that might be.
Well, thank you. Like you said, amateur radio was formed in the Federal Communications Act, and it specified that it was there to help promote scientific knowledge and also to provide public service. And for us, public service may mean emergency communications. So let's say we have a hurricane in the area, it hits, Sun City, knocks out all of the power, knocks out the cell service. What can we do? Well, we can actually set up like we're doing today and bring our own power, bring our own communications gear, and we can help with things like maybe it's health and welfare traffic, like if loved ones are trying to find out if their, parents or grandparents are safe or not, or if communications goes down, we can help with first responders, fill in as the communications gap.
It's a fairly short story. We have two separate systems here. This is a pure sine wave inverter. It produces it can produce up to 2,000 watts. We have 4 stations operating here and 3 computers. You will see the 52.8 volt number there. That is the voltage that's coming in from my battery aboard my golf cart. It's turned into 128 volts AC, and we need a pure sine wave inverter because we use computers also, and the delicate electronics cannot use a normal inverter that many cars have because it's not precise enough.
You've got wires hanging up in the trees?
This is a solar system, and there's a 300 watt panels on this cart.
Does that come standard with golf carts?
No, but this can charge the battery that's also feeding our inverter. Right now it's overcast, so we're only charging about 25 watts. And this is a controller, and it's a smart controller, so it changes what it's doing with the conditions of the batteries. It will change the type of charges it gives the batteries, from a trickle charge to a maintenance charge to a full charge. It does this all by itself. You'll see this needle move. That's when the clouds block the sun. It'll jump up and down a lot.
I am fascinated by Field Day. I think it's an amazing effort that the Amateur Radio Club is putting out. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Kilo Echo 4, Hotel Alpha Mike.
Kilo Echo 4, come again?
Kilo Echo 4, Hotel Alpha Mike.
Road to yourself. November, 1 Alpha November, Mike, thank you for the contact, 73.
Still much more ahead on Sun City News. Randy Selman has entertainment news to report. Georgia Lash talks with Dr. Heidi Harrington about plastic surgery. And JoJo Hines is here with sports news. So, make sure you come on back.
Sun City TV invites you to join our crew. Our growing technology presence requires enthusiastic, creative volunteers. No previous TV experience needed. Email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com.
Randy Selman sat down with Bonnie Simone, director of the play The Cemetery Club, to talk about their upcoming production. Let's take a look.
Hi, Bonnie. It's so nice to see you again.
Oh, it's great to be here, Randy.
So The Cemetery Club. Tell us a little bit about the play.
Well, it's about 3 Jewish widows in New York, and they get together every month to go visit their dead husband's graves. Sounds a little gruesome, but it really is a comedy.
Because some people have asked me, is it a comedy? Is it a drama?
Well, it's actually a little of both. And I'm sure that the audience is going to be laughing their heads off, but I'll probably see some tears as well in the audience. I think it's a very heartwarming, touching play. The characters do some incredible transformations, and I think you're going to enjoy it.
Speaking of characters, tell us a little bit about the characters. There's only 5 in the show, right?
Only 5. One of them is our lovely interviewer playing the role of Ida, Randy Selman. And Ida's character is very sweet and non-controversial, everybody's friend and caring. Then we have Lucille, who's being played by Betsy Reber, and she is a man-crazy chaser, sexy, and can't get enough of the men. And then we have Diane Jones playing the part of Doris, who's sarcastic and bossy and snippy. And then we have Dom Costable, who is playing the role of Sam, who's Ida's love interest in the play. He is a very shy butcher in town, and he's very friendly with everybody. And then we have the role of Mildred being played by Barbara Sweezy, and she's kind of a lady about town type, chomping on her gum and being a little bit of a show-off.
So, I, for one, cannot wait until the curtain goes up on the Cemetery Club. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
The Cemetery Club opens in the Pickney Hall Theater on July 24th and runs for 4 performances. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's performances begin at 7 p.m. and the Sunday matinee begins at 2:30. Tickets are on sale at the Magnolia Hall box office Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock. I'm Randy Selman, and that's your entertainment report. Remember, life is entertaining, so don't miss the show.
Dr. Heidi Harrington returned to our studio to give a medical perspective on plastic surgery. Take a listen.
Back in our studio, Dr. Heidi Harrington. Welcome back, Doctor. Now, at your practice, you offer cosmetic and reconstructive procedures as well as medical aesthetics. What's the difference between the cosmetic and reconstructive plastic surgery?
Yeah, so I think, reconstructive surgery is very broad, and it would generally cover often things that insurance covers or things that are not elective necessarily, surgeries that are needed to fix problems, whether it be breast cancer or women with large breast macromastia that have pain. So reconstructive surgeries are more to kind of put things back together and kind of create, fix problems that other medical issues create. Where cosmetic surgery would be completely elective surgery that's designed to rejuvenate someone's face or body. These are surgeries that are not covered by insurance or not medically necessary, but certainly can go a great distance to improving someone's lifestyle and self-esteem. And that even in cosmetic surgery is quite broad. All parts of the body, there are things that we can do to put things back to where they used to be, or make them, better than they ever were. Depends on what the patient is looking for, but yeah, that's the difference.
What's the most common plastic surgery concerns that come to you?
I see a lot of breast cancer patients for breast cancer reconstruction. So that's been a wonderful need a need that I'm filling there, which has been lovely because patients had to travel so far before to get reconstruction after breast cancer. So I see that quite a bit. And then I'm also seeing a lot of facial rejuvenation consultations, whether it be patients coming in wanting advice on skincare options or minimally invasive procedures that I do in the office to improve or to feel younger and refreshed, or whether it be surgical interventions to rejuvenate the face or other parts of the body, breast or the body.
Now let's say I'm a potential patient, I'm considering a procedure, and we schedule a consultation. What's that consultation going to entail?
Yeah, considering a surgery is a big deal. I want to make sure I understand the patient, know what their goals are and get to know them well before I can recommend any kind of intervention, whether it be reconstructive or cosmetic. So we spend some time getting to know each other, and I provide as much information as I can, and then of course I do a thorough examination, and then we come up with a plan together.
Now, how do you determine I'm a good patient?
Yeah, well, I'm sure you would be a good patient.
And a candidate for this surgery.
Right. Yeah, so I think, most importantly, we want to figure out, again, I need to make sure I understand what the patient is looking for. Managing or understanding their goals is the only way I can achieve their goals for them or help them achieve them. So that's really critical. So a person that's clear in what they're looking for, and then a patient that understands the procedure I'm sharing with them and the risks of that, because every procedure has even the smallest risks potentially. And then of course making sure a patient's healthy enough to undergo a procedure, whether it be something even in the office or an actual surgery where a patient, for example, gets put to sleep. So those are all things that we determine in the consultation.
A lot of information there. We're going to continue this discussion in an upcoming broadcast. So we're going to learn a little bit more about some of the trauma that patients might be facing.
Jojo Hines is standing by with the sports report.
Hello, sports fans. Today we're going to talk about Table Tennis Club. They are a warm, inviting club that welcome players at any level of table tennis expertise. Whether you enjoy social play or prefer friendly competition, they have a place for you. I spoke with Ron Metcalf, the past president of the club, to give us some insight. Ron?
My name's Ron Metcalf. I'm a past president of the Table Tennis Club here in Sun City. We have a new president now, it's Dan Costanza. He runs a very good club here. It's real easy to join. It costs $10 a year, which is great because especially like this time of the year when it's 95 degrees, it's 68 in here. It stays that way. So if it's raining, you can come in here. We have approximately 260 members, I think. We have organized groups almost every day of the week, but there's also open time for general public, family members, anybody that wants to play. We have paddles for guests that come in. We have all kind of, if you join the club, we have clinics, we have leagues, we have all kind of things in here, and it's very nice.
I stopped by to see some of the members warming up for a fun game on a warm Saturday morning. If you wish to try out the game before joining, the best time is Saturday and Sunday after 12 p.m. Now, clean rubber-soled shoes required for safety reasons and to prevent damage to the floor. The Tennis Club reserves the right to temporarily modify this schedule at any time throughout the year, both club and open time slots for special club programs. Advance notice will be given. Whether you enjoy social play or prefer friendly competition, they have a place for you. Come check them out in their climate-controlled table tennis center. Now, for more information, please refer to the Sensations magazine under sports, of course. And like I always say, you're never too old to try a new sport. So get out there and give one a try. Jojo Hines for Sun City Sports.
Well, that's our news for this week. Thank you for watching. Catch us on cable and on our YouTube station, where we invite you to click like and subscribe. Now, to see expanded coverage of some of our SCTV stories, tune into our monthly show Extra. And if you have questions and comments, email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com. But make sure you check in with us next week for all the news that's in your neighborhood. For Sun City News, I'm Norma Taylor.